jangle in your ear holes.
Jingle jangle in your ear holes. Jingle jangle in your ear holes. A jingle, a jangle, a jingle, a jangle. A cheese and a cheese and a cheese and a cheese and a cheese.
And with that, we welcome you back to another episode of the Cheesecast
On Cheese on a Plate.
Episode
Ooh.
3. Thank you again for lending your ears.
Hopefully you liked our new jingle, and if you did, tell us down below in the comments.
Good little jingle jangle.
A little jingle jangle.
A little cheesin' and a cheesin'.
A little cheese and a...
Episode 3. Who'd have thought we'd make it to this point?
Not... Well, actually, us. We plan.
Oh, yeah.
We plan the next 100 episodes.
Manifesting for at least 5,000.
At least 5,000.
At least 5,000.
At least 5,000. At the least. We won't stop till we get to there. And then by then we'll be, you know...
Ancient.
Ancient. We'll be old.
Old beings.
Probably like...
30.
I was just about to say like 29. Yeah, thank you for tuning in. This has been, you know, it's because of you guys we keep going.
It's a fun thing to do every week.
It is.
For us.
It's good laughs, good talks.
Good laughs. And the feedback from the folks who listen consistently has been real positive. We've gotten a lot of in-person feedback.
So,
Thank you so much.
Emma. We won't say your last name, you know, to keep it all anonymous, but...
From Emma, we were walking in the rain.
We were just walking in the rain. The two of us walking with our umbrellas in the rain.
We got an in-person review from Miss Emma. Thank you so much for that again. She says, and I quote, "You guys are so fun. Just love your banter. Listen to the first episode two times. Twice. Wild.
That goes for one person. I don't know about the rest of you listening.
15-minute watch time on average. What is disgusting? We expect so much more from you.
Well, it's partially our fault.
No, yeah, partially our fault.
Mostly our fault.
Advertising's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, especially when you're a full-time college
when you're
student.
balls deep in work. Ugh.
Yeah, when you're balls deep in work. Yes, when you're that deep in work.
But yeah, anyway, you can find us just about anywhere. Instagram, Spotify, YouTube are the main spots. We're going to be popping up in other locations here pretty soon, expanding our empire, growing.
The cheese empires we've mentioned.
Yeah, the melting pot of cheese on a plate, taking over, cheesifying the entire world.
The entirety, probably just New England.
Cheese-tastic.
Cheese sticks. What's your opinion on?
Cheese sticks are good. Were you one of those kids who, like...
I didn't pull them apart. I know what you're going to ask. I continuously to this day just eat them.
What are you, fucking Satan?
No, I just eat them. It's efficient. And sometimes my hands were like, think about it. I was a kid, right? So I played in like the dirt and stuff. That's what you do as a kid. And if I was given a cheese stick, I'd have dirt under my fingernails. I'm like, why would I want to like get my nails underneath a cheese stick to rip it apart?
You didn't need to get your nails under there, man. You could just pull it apart with the palm.
I'd really cheap ones.
It's already in your hand.
Yeah, exactly. So just put it in your mouth.
It's already in your hand. It's already gross. And you're playing in the dirt anyway. Your hands are probably gonna go near your face. It's gonna wind up in your nose and your mouth anyway. So you're gonna get the grossness of the dirt, whether or not you pull apart that cheese.
I'm sorry, that's my preference.
Your preference is just invalid.
Oh, well...
I'm invalidating you as a human being.
Okay, so everybody listening,
on your cheese stick
I want you, if
tactics.
you eat cheese sticks normally, and you don't have to rip apart your food like pulled pork to eat it, let me know in the comments below. Invalidate my opinion.
Listen, a snack is a snack because it's supposed to be fun. It's a fun little thing that you eat in between meals. Did you ever eat a goldfish and you like hover it over your mouth and you crush it? No, but I used to. What I used to do with goldfish is I would get as much as I could possibly put in my mouth and I would turn it into mush. And then I would sometimes
spit it back out.
I would sometimes. This was preschool, okay? I would sometimes spit it back out, but like into a little cup. And then I'd do it again, and then I would spoon feed myself with I would spoon feed myself with the goldfish muck, the gunk. It was like a glue, or like a really hardy cement.
I really have no words. I can't. I'm
no
dumbfounded.
You don't understand. If you had to be there.
I did the same with Cheez-Its.
The texture is so nice, just to have that mush in your mouth.
All right, so when I was young, I do the same with Cheez-Its, but what I do is I get like a few, turn into the mush, and then in between two Cheez-Its, make a Cheez-It sandwich with the mush in between.
Ugh. Okay, that's fine.
That's way
That's
better than
fine.
spitting it back out and making it into a soup by redoing it.
Listen, we all have our things. Some people are addicted to heroin.
Some people
mush their goldfish.
and others.
Others, heathens, simply bite their cheese sticks.
All right,
Pull
it's
them
not
apart.
that weird. It's not that
Pull
weird.
them apart,
I saw a cow
you
for the
little
first time.
monkey
I saw
boy.
a cow for the
Pull
first time.
your cheese stick apart.
I saw a cow for the first time today.
That was your first time?
Yeah, that was my first time seeing a cow.
That was your first time seeing an
That was my
uttery
first
animal?
time seeing a genuine cow.
An utter mammal.
Utterly delicious.
Utterly delicious.
It's
Utterly
utterly
delicious.
delicious. Yeah, no, that was my first time seeing a cow.
That was your first cow?
That was
And
my
I was
first cow.
here for it.
That was 20 minutes ago for everyone listening.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
it didn't look like the white and black spot cow I, know and love.
Kids these days.
Kids these days.
So inexperienced.
They don't know what a conversation is if it doesn't consider a text message, Old people are more than just one generation. Boomers are quite,
we've got boomers in our generation for sure.
Yeah.
There are definitely some Gen Z boomers out there.
It's transcended the actual generation to a term, It has. Boomer is what, 10 years? That's the generation, the baby boom. 10 years. That's not that much. Like, sure, it's a lot, but it's not that much.
Yeah, no, I think baby boomers are a people, but boomers are a culture.
Yeah, what land do they reside in?
They reside in the really shitty quality side of Facebook and Pinterest.
In Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
The entirety.
Elaborate on your conversation thing. Kids don't know how to have a conversation these days.
Oh, right. Yeah, it even happened to me. I got attacked with that. I was going to a restaurant with my grandparents, my nanny and my pop, right? And I pulled out my phone walking in, and I keep this in mind, I don't go on my phone that often. So I pull out my phone, I was just checking something, and not even 15 seconds on my phone, and my pop's like, can you put that away, please? And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be like, what? How dare you? So I put it away, and then the lady in front of us in the line's like, kids these days, can you believe them? And then my pop's going off with this lady just right while I'm right next to him. Like, I'm not even like a foot away from him. I'm right next to him. And they're like, yeah, they don't know how to have a conversation. They don't talk with anybody nowadays. And I'm like, I'm here. I'm right here.
They wanted to make a point. They were like, they were just fucking putting a knife in you and turning.
They talked longer than I was on my phone.
Right in front of you.
Yeah, really.
I think we should throw old people away.
Oh, I don't agree with that statement.
Well, some of them can stay. But like, come on. Eventually you're going to lose the ability to be dependent on our generation.
You're bad.
No, but it's true. It really is true. Like,
I can't wait till you're old and then you ask for help and they're like, oh, you can't just be dependent on us,
No, listen, I'm the kind of person who will be like, I get to a certain point, take me out back and end it.
Really?
Yeah. I don't want to be dependent on people. Like,
Why?
if I get to my 80s and I'm feeble and I need help getting out of bed and going poopy,
Well, I disagree.
I don't want to live that life.
Well, then don't.
Especially if I start losing my memory.
Oh, that's going to be horrible.
If I lose it, end it.
I feel like that's worse than dying, is like losing your memory. Especially with people like loved ones around who knew you and now you're like not you.
I think euthanasia is a
I feel like people
I came into this a little jokingly, okay?
And now
we're going to transition into euthanasia, which is I agree with euthanasia as long as
really?
someone is mentally fit enough or they consent for someone who is mentally fit enough to make that decision.
Wait, say that again. They consent for someone who is mentally fit enough? Explain that.
Yeah, like obviously if someone is starting to lose it and they recognize that they're going to lose it, put it in paper. This person can make the decision for me if I get to a point where I'm not physically or mentally capable of making that decision to terminate my life.
Yeah, but what if they sign that and then they start to lose it and then they're like, all right, I'm going to do the euthanasia thing. And they're like, what? What is that? You can't, like, what if they start to go back on it? Do you still have to honor it?
There's a point where you become very clearly mentally unfit.
So you just kill them even if they don't want to get killed, but before they said they want to? Is that what you're trying to say?
Because it's what they wanted.
It's what they wanted.
It's in paper.
It's not what they want now.
It's in paper.
No, this is
It's
horrible.
in paper. Can I get that in writing?
No, that's horrible. Yeah, we're gonna kill you now. Why? What for? Oh, you signed a thing. I don't remember that. Well,
Exactly.
you did sign it.
You don't remember it.
You want to.
You
No,
wanted
I
this.
don't want to. I don't want to.
No, I don't think people get to that position. I think if
'Cause
you
we
let
haven't-
them know that they did make this decision previously, then that'll spark it. Like, oh, have I really gotten to that point? And then I don't think there's many issues that come up with that kind of thing.
From a moral perspective, I see many issues, but we'll move on.
Morals. These kids nowadays.
These kids with their morals.
These kids and their morals.
Would you wear a leather jacket? I'm wearing a leather jacket.
I own a leather jacket.
A cow. That was a cow.
Yeah. You're wearing a leather jacket as we speak, and you only just saw a cow?
Yeah.
Talk about morals.
That's pretty messed
You've
up.
never seen a cow, yet you wear their skin.
Okay.
You never have even appreciated the animal.
Have you ever touched a pig?
Yes. I've made love to a pig.
Oh. Oh, no, I can't say some things.
Oh.
Not on this
Oh,
one.
no.
Maybe cheese after dark.
Cheese after dark.
Cheese after dark.
Ooh, imagine that. It's like the same thing, but it's a little moldy.
Ew.
And the background's black.
That'd be
Ooh.
cool. Cheese after dark.
Cheese after dark.
Welcome back
Cheese.
to
And it's just smooth jazz.
Cheese after dark.
Cheese after dark.
Cheese.
We're cheesing.
I don't understand when people get worried about FBI agents looking through their camera. I really don't think someone with a 9-to-5's doing that.
You'd be surprised.
I mean, unless you're, like, dangerous. Well, then it goes to say, what about hackers? You think hackers are doing it?
They can if they want to. That's the
Probably.
thing. It's not like people are thinking, yeah, oh my god, somebody's looking at me right now. I think it's precautionary.
Precautionary?
Like it could happen, and if it does happen, I don't want them to. I don't want to be a victim of that.
I have on my laptop, I have a button that just blocks out the camera. Like it shuts, like a little slider that in front of the camera.
Just
A little. It's not really it's more of a. Yeah, with a little bit of the. Yeah, kind of like a bird.
Yeah, no, I don't really worry about that kind of thing.
Actually, it
but
doesn't really make a sound. Now that I'm thinking about it.
I only worry about people looking at me through my webcam, when I'm getting dressed. That's the only time I ever worry about it.
Do you have your computer
You can
open?
watch me while I play Minecraft or do my homework or sleep. I don't really care. But I don't want you to see my booty.
Your
wet
your
booty.
little cheeks.
My little wet cheeks.
Yeah, I feel like that's what most people don't want is strangers looking at their wet cheeks.
I mean, I'm confident in my body,
Well, I didn't say you weren't.
he says with a tear streaming down his face. Now, hospitals scare me.
I was in a hospital.
Yeah? Do you have any hospital stories?
I do have a hospital story. When I was in 5th grade, I have really bad asthma. I had really bad asthma. My asthma's great now. It's super healthy. My asthma.
You got
Yeah,
some strong asthma you
I
got
got some
there.
strong asthma.
Yep.
No, when I was a kid, it was genuinely like horrible. I'd be going through inhalers left and right, and I ran out of puffs for one of my inhalers. And I remember that day was just so bad. It was 5th grade, and I go up to my dad, and I don't remember this, but he tells me like he remembers it like it was yesterday. He says, "You came up to me and you said, 'Dad, I need to go to the hospital.'" And I'm like, "What?" Like I straight up went up to him like, "I need to go to the hospital."
I think I'm dying.
I didn't say that. I was like, "I need to go to the hospital." And I've never been to the hospital prior besides like being born. So this was a big thing for him. Me and my dad and my mom brought me to the ER, the hospital, and I was like, breathing heavy because I have asthma. And
As you do.
as one does. I was in the hospital for 4 days. 4 days. It was pretty bad. I remember just the solitude of it all. How it was so crippling. Like, one day in there was fine. The second day I started to get a little panicky. And the third day it felt like a jail cell. I couldn't be in that room anymore. So I constantly asked to walk around. I was a fat kid too, so I wasn't like, yeah, I loved walks. I loved sitting down and laying on a bed, but it was just, oh, and they put the things up my nose for me to breathe. Yeah, little plastic tube things.
Yeah, the oxygen nipples.
Yeah, for my nose.
The oxygen nose nipples.
And my nose, latched on to those nose nipples. Nose nipples, yeah.
Yeah. Your nostrils, they were doing a little suckle on the oxygen nipple.
So yeah, I didn't die.
No, you didn't die. You're here.
I'm here right
are
now.
You?
That's a moral question.
No, I really don't like hospitals. I prefer hospitals over dentists. I'll put that out there.
Really?
That's a discussion for a later time. But yeah,
People don't die in the dentist office.
Yeah, I know, but I just feel safer in a hospital.
But you just said how you don't feel safe in a hospital.
I feel safer in a hospital than a dentist.
Why? What's your thing against dentists?
Because in a dentist's office, you're in a constant state of vulnerability. Like they're in your mouth. When you're in there, they're in your mouth. They're touching a part of you that only you really get to experience. Maybe
I disagree.
Other,
I feel like the doctor's office and a hospital checks out things that literally only you experience, and now they experience it as well.
I don't know. My mouth is a very intimate place.
Oh, okay. So you'd rather a doctor checking out your butt than going to the dentist where they stick a finger in your mouth.
Listen, I've had a couple old men hold my balls in the doctor's office. I'm used to that. That doesn't really faze me. But I still have a really hard time with the dentist.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
I'm there for maybe a max 1 hour.
It's like, why am I afraid of wasps when they're so small? Yeah, they can hurt you, but not really. Like,
and I'm not allergic.
I'm not allergic, but why am I so afraid of them? I just have a genuine phobia of bees and whales and the dentist. Those are my three things.
What's up with whales?
They're fucking huge and scary, and
you think
they know shit. Whales know things, okay?
Yeah.
How much of the ocean have we discovered? 3%?
Maybe, max.
Maybe. They know things that we don't know. They've seen shit, okay? And they're so large and in charge, and they could kill you so easily if they wanted to.
If they wanted to. Well, that's like a gorilla.
That's the scary thing. It's different from like a tiger who will kill you.
It will kill you
given the opportunity. It's scarier
when you don't
when you know they can, but they don't.
Isn't that with people? Like if you meet like a big buff person, it's like, yeah, you could kill me, but you're not. That's the scary thing.
Maybe that's it. That's the thing with whales. I don't know. And the way they communicate is, it's so scary. No, I have goosebumps. Look at my goosebumps right now thinking about it. Do you see him?
He does have goosebumps.
That's so weird. That's how visceral my reaction to this.
That's how messed up your perception of whales are.
So let's stop talking about that.
Yeah, let's stop talking about whales.
Go back to the doctor thing, which is what I was originally trying to get to, because you shared your story of the doctors. I have a bad story from the doctors recently.
Oh.
When I was recently, first semester of college. It was September.
Right, I remember this.
And it felt like I was dying.
Mm-hmm. You did.
I felt like I was dying, so I go to my pediatrician because I'm still small and can do that.
My pediatrician retired.
They're touching me in my belly.
Yeah.
And they're like, uh-oh, that hurts? And I was
wait, that's not supposed to do that.
And I was like, oh, yeah, it hurts.
I need to check out a book on this. No, wait a second.
And I quote, the doctor said, uh-oh.
Oh, no!
That's not something you want your doctor to
They
say.
did not say,
no,
describe the previous thing said. Like,
well, he was touching me.
Yeah.
Right? He was touching my belly, and I was like, ooh. And he said, that hurts? And I said, yes, sir. And he said, uh-oh.
Oh, no! That's
not
horrible.
What we want to hear. And then he sent me to the emergency department, because this is during COVID.
Right.
And so the procedures, it's different.
Different now.
Usually they would have sent me to the other side of the hospital for like x-rays, but they couldn't do that for COVID for some reason. They couldn't send me to that part of the hospital. So they sent me to the emergency room, and so I spent the next 7 hours in the emergency room all by myself. This is my first experience as an adult
In the emergency.
In the emergency
Oh, you just by
room,
yourself?
all by myself.
Didn't have anyone hold your... until.
I was all alone in the room until an 80-year-old man was rushed into my room, and they put me in the corner and closed the curtains, and so I was then sharing a room with this 80-year-old man.
Why 7 hours? Why do they do that?
Because
it takes
emergency
them so long.
rooms are terrible. I don't know how they are in other parts of the world, but in America, you only go to the emergency room if you can spare at least 5 hours.
That's being really generous. Last time I went, I needed a note to go back to school, right? And I was told, you should probably go to the doctor's office. This is in high school. I go there, and I'm there from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. And I was like, why? I saw like 5 different people, and in between each person was an hour, and they didn't spend more than 20 minutes with me.
No, it's really ridiculous how long you have to spend in an ER to get anywhere.
But the thing is, they charge you by hour, and then when you're hungry, they're like, oh, do you want the menu? And then they try to slip in the food, and then they're like, oh, would you like this complimentary pillow? And then it has like a price tag on it, and I made up that second part.
Yeah, but everything is about money. I did get a really nice warm towel that day. The towels at the hospital are really nice.
They don't do
That's
that
the only good part.
They don't do that at the dentist.
They don't do that? Yes, they do, actually. You can get a
towel?
warm towel at the dentist if you ask.
If I ask?
No, next time you go to the dentist, you say, I'm a little nervous right now. Could I get a warm towel? And they'll bring you a warm towel. Personal experience. Anyway, continuing my story about this 80-year-old man, he got rushed in because he fell or some shit. He lives around here.
He fell or some shit.
He fell or some shit. I get from like listening into this conversation. He walks like 12 miles a day.
Oh.
Because he's not allowed to drive because he's senile. 80 years old. My curtain's closed, so I have a little bit of privacy. But I'm hearing this interaction. He doesn't want to be there at all. He's a Democrat, hates Trump. So I'm like, he's a cool guy. He's probably with it. He's probably with it. He's
with
woke.
it with the politics, not with it in his brain. He's senile.
He's definitely. I didn't know he was senile until the
what?
event occurred.
Oh,
which is the climax of the story. So I'm sitting there listening to this guy, and the doctors are out of the room. Nobody's in. It's just me and him. But he doesn't know I'm there. He doesn't know that I'm in the room because my curtain has been closed since they rolled him in, and he must have forgot that I was there, because he got up. When he wasn't supposed to get up, he got up, went over to the trash can, and I started to hear 3 feet from my bed.
He started peeing in it.
He started peeing in the trash can.
Oh.
It's a traumatic experience. And then I'm starting to smell the piss. I got my mask on. I was already there for at least 5 hours, and I'm at this point they gave me kind of a diagnosis like, oh, and it was a really severe diagnosis. Like, they made me feel like I was going to die. I ended up being fine. I come to find out like 5 months later.
Did they misdiagnose you?
They misdiagnosed me.
Oh, this is awesome.
But yeah, this man proceeded to piss 3 feet away from me.
Did you look at him? Did you see him?
And he started to inspect the room after he was done. Shook his willy a couple times. You could hear it flop, flop, flop.
Oh, what?
Zip up the pants. And he starts going around. He starts going around the room. And he's like, oh, these curtains. I wonder why they're closed. And he opens my curtains. And we make eye contact. And we stare at each other for at least 10 seconds. And he goes, oh, sorry, mate. And he closes it.
So he's Irish?
I don't know what he was. But he wasn't. He was not a regular American English speaker. And so that was awkward. And then I spent the rest of my time there, a couple more hours, thinking that this man could easily kill me if he wanted to.
I don't...
No. He was 80, but he was fit.
Probably from walking all that much.
He walks 12 miles a day. That's 12 miles more than I walk every day. Anyway, it was scary. I'm an anxious person.
You are.
And I just received a diagnosis. This guy's pissing 3 feet away from me. I thought that could be it. I was going to die in an ER.
Well...
More of a dramatic thing. You had to be there.
I don't really think...
Smelling the pee.
I guess,
Smelling the pee, hearing him talk back to nurses, calling them pretty and shit. I was very uncomfortable.
What's the difference between a compliment and a catcall?
It depends on the person.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes...
Largely.
Usually, like, when I'm walking in public, right? If I see someone wearing, like, some, I don't know, cowboy pants, right? it would be something cool to say, like, "Oh, nice pants, dude," right? Like, if it was a guy, right? Like, if it was a guy that came up to you.
If it was a man complimenting a man,
Yeah. Like, "Oh, nice pants, dude. I like them." Like, something like that. Something relaxed like that. But you can't do that if it's a guy and a girl, you know? You can't.
yes, you can.
You can?
See, you as a straight man, you can compliment a woman as long as you use the right vocabulary.
And vocal tone. If I'm like, "Ha, shit, nice, nice pants, girl," like that'd be weird.
Yeah, there's a fine line in terms of the vocab you use, like.
I feel like it's more comforting when it comes from someone who, you know.
But it's probably because I know you that I'm saying this.
Right.
If I were to meet a straight man,
it's not a personality trait. It's not.
Would
something...
I say the same thing as I don't know, but there's a comfortability.
It's comfortability. People like people who are like themselves.
Yeah. But
you
no,
know?
I think if it's a stranger situation, I think a simple, "Hi, how are you? I really like those pants." And then you keep walking.
But what if they're like super introverted and they overthink it completely for the rest of their day? What if that's... I remember I had a friend in middle school and they told me about the pants situation. And I'm just thinking about this right now. They said they were riding on a bike. No, they were walking and this guy riding on a bike was coming towards them. And they said, "Hey, nice pants." And they just kept riding. And that like traumatized them. And I was like...
He just liked your pants.
Or did he? I feel like maybe it was a connotation. Maybe she didn't say it the way he said it. Maybe he was like, "Hey, nice pants." Like, you know, kind of slimy like, you know? Or maybe it was like, "Hey, nice pants." And then she overthought it. Who knows? We'll never know.
We're so weird.
We
as
are so
people.
weird.
We overthink things so much. And especially now, because there's such an imbalance in our society, man versus female, gay versus straight. It's that kind of thing where it's people base how they perceive compliments or expressions towards them,
and then people think about it in their head, or they tell their friend right next to them, but they don't compliment that person. So you could see someone in a really baller outfit, yeah, and they're like, "Man, that outfit's so awesome. I wish I could say something." You don't say anything, and then they go home and they're like, "I really felt this outfit, but I don't think it's that good on me." And then they overthink it, and then they never wear it again when they just needed that one compliment.
I really think it shouldn't be a problem. I really don't think it should be a problem. I think you should be able to go up. Let's rewrite our societal values right
That
here.
sounds great. All right, first one. You can compliment
you have to be conscious of the vocabulary you use.
Okay.
If you don't know the person, I don't think you should say "real cute pants."
No, that's weird.
You should say, "I really like the pants you chose.
I really like the design on your pants.
I like your pants.
I like your pants.
I like your pants." But if it's someone you know, here's a little tip, folks. I learned this at my leadership camp.
Oh, boy.
That if you want to compliment somebody on anything, compliment them on something they chose to wear on that day, or they chose to alter themselves in that day, okay?
Yeah.
Like their hair. "Wow, I love what you're doing with your hair today."
That's a really good compliment.
Yeah. Or, "I love your glasses." That is an orgasmic level compliment.
Well, I wouldn't know because I don't wear
You don't wear glasses. You see someone who wears glasses, compliment their glasses.
Ooh, okay. Well, what if I don't like them? Then I
compliment their glasses.
Let's rewrite the societal values, like you said. Let's make a list right now. First one, you can tell random strangers that you like their pants.
You can like their pants.
You can like their pants, and you can vocalize that in a polite way.
As long as you use
the correct
vocabulary.
Second one.
Second one, prioritize
yourself. Always look after yourself. Never look after anyone else, even if it hurts them. Third one.
No.
Just kidding. Please don't do that.
Always
think of others.
Always think of the other person before you reach out to them,
Mm-hmm.
How are they going to interact? What could they be going to? Yeah,
what could they be going through
in that moment? Is it right for me to say what I'm about to say? I think we just need to be more conscious.
We do need to be more conscious because we end up saying things when we're upset and it just hurts another person. And honestly, this is what you have to do. No, take a breather or something. Because if you go into it in the heat of the moment, that changes how you react.
Compliment people's pants.
Compliment people's pants. That's
Compliment
one.
people's pants.
2.
In a nice way.
Ask for warm towels at the dentist.
Ask for warm
Make
towels.
it okay. Make it anywhere. Like, if you went to a grocery store and you said, I would like a warm towel, please. I'm sure one person could provide you with that. I'm really sure with that.
Man, I really envy my mom because she has this ability to get what she wants.
She asks.
She asks, and she fights for even the small things.
Yeah, ask.
Every day.
No, I get that. I get that 100%.
You know? There are people who just are able to live their lives and think. They can live their lives and think forwardly and get what they want when they want it.
Well, I think it's because people overthink it. They feel guilty when they don't. Like, when they feel like they want to ask, not most people, a lot of people in this generation feel guilty asking for something. Like, I would have asked for ketchup, but, he already left, and I feel bad. No, just ask for ketchup. Like, that's their job. They're here. Like, if you're, like, at a waiter, you just see a waiter or waitress, like, excuse me, could I have some ketchup, please? That's not rude. That's their job. I was at a place with this person. Very descriptive. And you were only allowed one drink. And this is on campus. And I remember one day, this guy, I was just overhearing it, the cashier was like, oh, would you like a drink with that? And he's like, oh, no, I got stuff back at the dorm. And he left. When we were running up, it's closing time. And I said, hey, I heard that a guy behind us, didn't get a drink. Would it be okay if we got 2 drinks? And the person leaned in. They said, take 2 cookies while you're at it. And then they let us take 2 desserts and 2 drinks. Because I just asked for another drink.
That's wild. Yeah, you're one of those people.
I am one of those people. Well, because it's not... Oh, I don't figure... when I'm saying it's not...
It's hard. It's one of those societal... We live in a society.
We do.
We live in a
society. And in this society, if you ask for a ketchup packet, you're going to feel guilty for the rest of the week. Everyone loses their minds.
You say peacock. Nobody bats an eye.
You say poopcock. And everybody loses their mind. No, it's not.
No, it is hard to ask. We've been conditioned to think, don't bother people.
Don't bother them.
Even though it is their job. You're right. It is their job. In most
people
situations.
Need to keep that in mind. Well, then you have to remember, don't think because it's their job to be mean. Like those people who spill stuff or they leave trash on their table and they're like, oh, well, they're going to take it. It's their job. It's the janitor's job. They're just going to do that. Don't be one of those. That's rude because you're making their job harder. But when you ask for a simple thing like, hey, can I have ketchup, please? All they have to do is grab it. It's not like they have to, it's not much labor that goes into it. I feel like it's a matter of labor, how much goes into it. Because if you're like, hey, can you wash my car? That's a big favor to ask. But if you ask, hey, can I have an extra napkin? Grab, place.
Of course you can.
Yeah.
And those people in that position are just like you. And they're trying to...
Did I do a good job?
They're trying to constantly do a good job and to please you. That's their thing, So
depending
it
on
goes,
the person,
it really does go both ways. In most cases, I think they're gonna try to do their best, and you asking them to do something is not what dictates their happiness. It's their ability to do what you've asked them to do. Because they're just like you. It's the same way.
Most people are just like you. That's another thing people need to realize. Most people's goals are the same as yours, but we have different ways of getting to it.
Yeah.
Because if one person's like, my goal is to tear down the government, and another person's like, my goal is to strengthen the government, ultimately their goal together is to make life better for everyone. That's their mutual funded goal, but they don't see eye to eye, so they cause petty, conflict. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody... Yeah, I think you'd be surprised to find out how many of us share the same goals. We just don't necessarily have the same techniques, or we go about things in different ways. But overall, we want the same things.
I heard something today, and it really resonated with me. Basically, it's if you have to do something, you will get it done. If you have to do something, you'll get it done. It's as simple as that. If you have to do an assignment, if you have to do something for your job, even if you're late for it, even if you're this, you will get it done if you have to do it.
It's It's a mentality thing. I'm that way about my assignments.
Yeah, you are.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
you
a bit
are.
of a procrastinator.
Oh, me too.
But I put things off until the last possible minute.
Oh, yeah.
When I have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I've been really trying to tell myself, you might as well do it now because you're gonna have to do it later. You're gonna have to eventually do it. But I've conditioned myself for so long to just
percentage-wise, how many times have you done the things you needed to do?
Always, really.
Exactly.
I mean,
so even if you do it last minute, you did it.
You still did it, right? But you put yourself through so much trouble.
You do. Maybe it's the procrastinator in me. I'm a procrastinator too. Most people.
It's so bad.
It's so bad.
So bad. Why are we like this?
Because we live in a non-stop society and we don't have many breaks. We never spring break.
We never stop.
We never stop.
And when we do stop, we're flacked for it.
We're lazy.
You're deemed lazy. You're labeled as a no good, sorry son of a motherfucking hamana. You know Joe Biden loves ice cream.
He does.
Have you seen that video? It's like, I'm Joe Biden. I love ice cream. And then it's a sexy montage of him chomping down on
eating the ice cream,
mint chocolate chip,
Rocky
Road.
I love it.
He's eating something different in every one of those clips.
I don't care what flavor it is. I just want some ice cream.
God, he's so hot.
I want some cream.
He's so hot.
I want some cream of cow. That goes back to the cow. It's a recurring theme. It goes back to the cow.
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 Cow. Cow.
Cow.
Cow.
Cow.
Cow. Cow. Cow. Cow.
Cow.
Cow.
Cow.
Cow. Cows are weird. They have udders.
Udders?
You know,
udders are so, like...
I don't find it so crazy. You know when people are like, oh, who's the first guy to drink from a cow? I'm like, there are people who just picked bugs off the ground and ate it. That's how you ate and survived. There was definitely at one point someone who saw a baby cow drinking a mother's milk, and they're like, wait, if they're eating that and they're still surviving, if I eat it, maybe that's food.
I like to think that...
guy just like bent over
I like
and
to
started...
think that it was founded by like the first ever furry.
No.
Yeah, he's like, I'm a cow.
No.
And he roleplayed his whole life as a cow and suckled on the.
And he's like, all right. Every jokes aside, this is great.
He's like, whoa. And then he took one sip and he was like, I'm fixed.
All right, what about goat milk?
That was his ultimate goal. That's what he needed was the sustenance of cow mama cow.
I don't know which one came first, but do you think they started drinking goat milk first? I think they started drinking goat milk first.
I think goats were first, yeah.
Because cows were in... Don't quote us, guys, but I'm pretty sure cows were in North America, so they didn't really reach anyone else till later.
Yeah, the first civilized world, at least, had goats.
Right, they had... Yeah. And they were definitely...
That's what we labeled milk.
That was milk, goat milk. Goat cheese is good. I've had goat cheese.
Yeah, because I don't think we'd go like, oh... We got this cow. We got this cow milk. What about this little thing?
Yeah, it was the little thing first.
I don't think you go cow to goat. I think it's only goat to cow.
You need a smaller step to a bigger step.
It's bigger.
And that's how we get buffalo milk. Elephant milk.
Elefante. Is that a thing?
No. No, it's not.
Are you sure?
I'm really sure. I'm
Dude, there's some crazy shit in the world. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some elephant titty milk. Produced somewhere.
I like you to think of what you just said.
Elefante titty milk.
Elefante de leche. Elefante de leche. De leche el elefante.
Leche el diablo.
Milk of the devil?
Milk the devil. It's a verb.
It's a verb?
Can it be a verb? Is
that the action verb to milk the devil?
A verb?
No. Leche is milk. Oh.
Is it to milk?
Well,
You took Spanish, right?
Yeah, freshman and sophomore year of high school. I'm basically a pro at Spanish. Imagine a Spanish speaker saying, yeah, I'm basically a pro at English, except in Spanish. No one says I'm a pro at a language, besides me, because I'm a pro at Spanish. Tell me to say anything.
Say, my cat is dead.
La biblioteca.
Oh! No, I think you're right.
I think I am too.
Languages are weird.
Sumerian? That was the first ever documented language in
Meriden?
Sumerian? Yeah, and there's all like hieroglyphic type stuff.
Languages are just weird. They're just weird, man. Like how have we come to create so many?
Well, there's definitely people around the world, and they just thought...
They were like, I want my own thing.
No, I feel like they pointed at one thing, like a campfire, and they said, fire.
They all had different ones. Yeah.
And then everyone around them slowly started to agree, and then at some point, they could say, I make fire. I make fire. And then they pointed at I as them. And then once they got it going, they'd go to another place, and then they'd be speaking, fire, fire, fire. They'd be speaking like that, and they'd say, oh, we can speak better than them. Let's just teach them our language. And then it would mix with their language, and it would keep going. That's how English was formed. It was Anglo-Saxon, German, French.
It's just weird to me that at no point in our history we ever I guess it's like the natural supremacy of things, human supremacy. But you'd think everybody would want to understand everybody, and we'd all assimilate at some point in our history, but it never happened.
Well, what if we were all like, all right, let's just agree to learn Russian, and you have to learn Russian now. That's the language.
Yeah, you're just required to learn every language.
No, I will pass. There's people in like small countries that speak something super less than 1 million people speak some of these languages, and they're still spoken. Because what's the need to speak something different when you and your great-great-great-great-great-grandparents have also been speaking the same language? What's the point?
Well, English runs the world right now. All of the countries.
Are you saying like stock market wise?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
financially,
how about
in
this?
the tech world, English is like the main.
Within
language.
The next few years, China's gonna have the biggest economy out of every country. It's gonna surpass America.
Next few years? I don't
know. Not
about
next few years. In the next handful of years,
China's still pretty poor.
No.
No.
You do not. No.
They are, in fact, building a lot of coal-powered factories right now, which is not really the path forward. But they're also creating this huge fucking dam. They've created this dam, and it's swelling to the size of like Lake Superior. It's insane, man-made.
Right. I want you to think about it like this. Let's say China does have the biggest economy. You think everyone's gonna have to learn Mandarin? Cantonese?
No.
Why?
Because I think English is stuck for so long.
Yeah?
I don't think we're gonna experience that level of change.
And English is the most
developed
spoken...
as developed as China becomes, I don't think they will necessarily take over.
You know what's cool? Indian is the second largest English speaking country. And that's true. That's pretty cool. India?
India is like the second highest
The second largest speaking, like next to America.
Highest populated and like the most densely populated. Don't quote me on that.
No, but they do speak the most English second to America.
That's crazy.
Isn't it? You'd think like, oh, Canada or the United Kingdom, they're small in comparison to India. Like, the United Kingdom is small.
Oh, yeah, Europe is just not all that it's cracked up to be.
It's not that, everything you want in Europe is you can get that here in America, You want to see some mountains? We got that, a castle? We have maybe 3, you can find them here. Who needs Europe?
Every episode, we almost got to the end.
Something a little bonkers.
I
think that about wraps it up here, folks. I
think that about wraps things
up here, folks.
I think that about wraps things up.
I think we're done. I think we're done here.
We're done.
It was great talking.
Great. Thank you so much for lending your ear. The 30 of you that consistently are there listening and supporting us, we're so freaking grateful. And those of you who are new, thank you so much for being here.
Look out for episode 4. We will be having a guest speaker on.
Perhaps.
Probably.
Maybe
it'll be a chicken. Who knows?
And check Instagram. We're going to be posting polls there here pretty soon. Go follow our Instagram. Subscribe to us here on YouTube. 45.
No, don't even do that. No. 45% of the people who watch our videos aren't subscribed.
So Go down there, subscribe button, hit that notification button.
No, we became the very thing we swore.
You can always find us on Spotify as well.
You can find us anywhere. We're probably walking on the street near you.
Episodes premiere here on YouTube. Episodes premiere on YouTube.
Here on YouTube. We
upload. Shut the fuck up. Episodes premiere here on YouTube.
Episodes premiere here on YouTube.
No, now I said here. Episodes premiere on YouTube, and you can find the episode on Spotify a few days later. We upload it there. Going to be growing other platforms as well, so stick around.
Stick around.
Look
stick
out
on
for
the
that.
walls. Stick on the floor. Stick on anything you can see.
So thank you so much again for tuning in to Cheesecast episode 3 on
Cheese on a Plate.
Have a good one, everybody.
Never gets old.